Here it is. Live in the flesh. There's a rule from the party where either we have to sign this ticket or we have to sing Adam Cole and the Baby's theme. So this actual ticket has been decided that I'm going to sing. So here we go. And a 1, and a 2, and a 1, 2, 3, go. Adam Cole and the Babies. Adam Cole and the Babies. Adam Cole and the Babies. That was great. The party for life. The party for life.
What's going on, everybody? Hope everybody had a great weekend and a better start to their week. Oh my goodness. This is TH Wrestling's That Wrestling Show. My name is John, and I am just a man trying to live day to day being a single pup parent for the time being. And I am joined by my good friend Neeson. Neeson, how's it going?
I mean, if you need some god dog parents or something, Uncle Neeson, human Uncle Neeson. I don't know how you say that in pup language.
Uncle Neeson.
The human. I'm here, but man, everything is going great. I know I was just showing during the intro, I was showing you Carmelo beating down Trick, and
That's
was
what.
Yeah, they're just killing it, man. Carmelo Hayes, he's ready to go. He's ready to go on all levels. But yeah, man, everything's good. Yeet. Shout out to the chat. Dylan coming in hot with the yeets. Chat is hot already. My God.
Shout out to the chat. We got Kat, Dylan, Thomas, Matthew. What's going on, everybody? Yeah, so if these pups are laying down, never mind. I was gonna say we might get some pup appearances because if they're not being paid attention to, they'll come and jump up over here. Time to grab 2 of each animal and head for the border. It must be the end of the world. I mean, I got two pups, so I'm good to go. I'm at a head start right now.
He has 2 pups. I got 2 nuts. Let's go, guys.
Boy, oh boy.
Why?
Let's talk about. Wow. How are the Lakers doing right now?
We're in a play-in. It's tough. Playoffs start April 20th, and it looks like we're gonna be in a play-in again. I believe we're in 10th place, so we're floating between 9 and 10. The Warriors. I mean, it's what the play-in is: the Warriors, the Lakers, the Suns, and I think the Kings, maybe, or something like that. Okay. But the Western Conference is tough, man. It's a gauntlet over here. Like, you got the Mavs, you have Oklahoma and the Timberwolves at the top of the list, which is dope.
Interesting.
Crazy. Yeah. The Clippers. But you got all these teams that really had a hot start that are really holding it down. Denver, I'm sorry, the defending champions. They're really doing well, and so it's really tough with a lot of players going in and out. No excuses being made. Let's just see when we get in. Last year, we went to the play-in. We ended up in the Western Conference Finals. Just got buzzsawed by fucking Joker. So what could we do? He's just a beast in itself. LeBron can't do everything by himself. So hopefully we have a healthy team going in. Hopefully everybody's clicking on all cylinders. Hopefully Austin Reeves doesn't get any more nuts on his chin. It's be a great time. It'll be a great time.
Wonderful. Well, let's
6, baby.
Let's head back to a place that the Celtics play at last week. We had AEW's Big Business And we started off the show the way we should have started off the show with the CEO.
CEO,
Mercedes Mone is all elite.
CEO.
Neeson, I want to know what you thought of the presentation, uh, the music, and the promo.
The say that one more time. I was singing a song in my head, honestly, when you were saying that. I was like,
I want to know.
CEO,
I want to
CEO,
know how
CEO.
you felt about the presentation of how she debuted, music, everything, and then I want to know how you felt about the promo she cut. And Dylan says I have to give them credit; they started her off right. I want to know if you echo that sentiment or if you think they could have done something more or different.
The boss, the blueprint, the standard, the GOAT, the queen of the sale, the DDT Mandalorian, the CEO, Mercedes Mone is all elite. And she got the reaction that I think not only she wanted, but AEW needed. That crowd, I mean, from the music, it guided you. It made you, it started off with CEO, 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 and then it shows her name, and then she comes out, had the crowd chanting CEO, Hope in Boston. It was perfect, right? Only the presentation was there. Yeah, and they wanted to treat her like a star, that the star that she is. Right, I rattle off those things: the ESPY award winning, the DDT Manda, like all these things that I truthfully say she's treated as such at AEW. I think you know did they do it right? They did it great. I just don't like the fact of they did it in a sense of, hey, I'm here, and then she cuts this promo. I think she's a star, and I think at that moment you instantly kind of put her in a position to where she's in her own realm. But I like the fact that she went out, and I think she did a save on Willow, I
Willow, she
believe.
did not only did she
Yeah,
do a save, she did a straight up wardrobe change.
a wardrobe change, yeah, for the
Yeah.
save, right, for Willow. So I think putting her in something hot and then having the sit down with Renee on Up Close, I think that was a smart move as well. I think going
Yes.
right to Renee to Samoa Joe right after, Samoa Joe acknowledging her, saying like, I guess like it's big, like money or something. He said something that referred to Mercedes Moné after Renee mentioned like good job, Mercedes is all elite, blah blah blah. So
Yeah.
I think it was great for AEW. Do I think it could have been better? Absolutely, but I think it was great for where they started at, and she does feel like a star, but they cannot drop the ball. And I think they've learned that because she was with Tony on some news show, The Hub Today. She was with Tony sitting next to her, and he was like, basically, this is the face of our company now. Like, we traded her traded CM Punk for Mercedes Moné type of thing. And, hey, man, that's what's up. Like, it should be. A woman has not been, as one of the key members in the women's revolution, she felt slighted, or maybe that she has not been in the forefront. Like, she's been treated as a piece and not the piece. And I feel like now she's the piece, and we're going to see it.
Absolutely. I thoroughly enjoyed the presentation. That song, which Thomas has said that is her on the song.
Oh yes, that's a slick diss track. It's like a low key diss track on there. Like, I listened to it, I was like, all right, little bars.
It is very catchy, and
Catchy.
I think, yeah, I think they did a really good job presenting her, and then having her come out at the end to make the save. Yeah, I did see this, and
Can we talk? Can we talk about this for a second?
I honestly don't know if I'm prepared to talk about it. I just saw it like a couple of 30 minutes ago.
I seen it earlier today, and I was very much. I'll just say my piece real quick about it. This felt like the most Meltzer written article that I've ever seen
Well, it's
New
the
York
Post,
Post write.
so
Yeah, you know, and I know you have I know you got a hard dick with spikes up your ass for WWE for some reason, Post, but at the same time, like the article said, you know, you're saying, well, they're not signed, like they lost in these free agencies, and yeah, they're hot now, but won't be like that forever. It's like, duh. Like that. And the point
yeah,
is they're hot now, and they still have a whole bunch of other hot acts under the hot people, which we talked about last week. 2 weeks in a row, baby. 2 weeks in a row that we talked about last week, right? So that means they're okay. And they're gonna be okay for quite some time if they keep the stories going. Which if I was Sasha, I mean if I was Mercedes Mone, I would go to AEW as well. Why? Because WWE will always be there. I will go if I was these other free agents, I will go to AEW because there's no room for me over there. Where are you gonna fit? Where? What space? You're gonna have to take someone's spot. And if you could get the money and still build your name even higher and then get the Cody Rhodes treatment on the back end,
yeah.
do it.
Honestly,
Do
I
it.
saw that article and I was like, okay, like I don't care. Like that doesn't. It's just very like I'm just so tired of you have to big city. What's up, man? I'm just tired of it's like I get it's competition, but it just feels like so like I don't care. Like if Will Ospreay had signed with WWE, I would have been like, okay, that's cool. Like it does. I'm not like, haha, they got him. Like
Yeah. And
I mean, I
it's
know we've hung out around some people who were like, when
they got him.
I think some people signed with WWE, they're like, oh man, no, they literally said fuck you to Tony Khan, man. And I'm like, who? No, they didn't. Like who? What? Like what are you talking about? Who cares? Like it's not that big. Like it's very like
It's not a big
these
deal.
aren't sports teams. Like I'm not rooting for the Mets, and I'm like, you know, haha, we stole that guy from the Marlins, even though who would we even take from them? But you know, it just feels like very like sports teamy, and who cares? Just it's wrestling.
Do you remember the late 90s, early 2000s when like music labels were like this? It was
Yes,
like
dude.
Rockefeller, Rough Riders, Bad Boy, like Def Jam was not like, it was like, oh no, you're Def Jam, you're not even Rockefeller or Rough Riders, like what are you, sort of thing. Like you had to have a chain to represent your label, and then if you weren't like a part, it was all about getting a part and then like trade it to like, oh what, MLP signed to Rockefeller. That's crazy. Like everybody had to have their hot girl in the group. So it was like
Yeah,
Aftermath had, randomly had like a woman had a tweet. I think tweet. Yeah. You so contagious. You turn my pages. Tweet. Wild times. Wild time. But this is what it reminds me of. It's like, oh, like this person, what is this person finally gonna go to here? And it's
yeah.
like, who, like at the end of the day, AEW and WWE right now, we could solidly say, are two different professional wrestling companies.
I think
Two
also the
different.
bottom line is what Dylan's saying here. That's all that
Signing
matters.
don't mean shit unless. Yes, yes. Look,
That's the bottom line. Also, Dylan, is my connection bad? Is
oh,
it?
you're great. You're great
Oh,
today.
okay.
Your
Anytime
hat's
he
a little
mentions it,
fuzzy.
I'm like, oh no, what's happening? But no,
Your
that's
hat's a
the
little
bottom
fuzzy.
line is like it doesn't matter. Like if you're a free agent signing, like Will Ospreay, they were, you know, they were both
Yeah,
going for them. And he just probably looked at it and said, I'm gonna be better here. And the same with Okada.
I
Um,
will. I would
which is
ask you this:
go ahead.
Where's you said, like Dylan said, look, man, Jay White was the hottest free agent coming out. Is Jay White the hottest act into AEW right now? It's all depends on how you get used. You could be the hottest free agent, but in 3 months from now, what's going to happen? And I think that's what everybody, when it comes to this free agency thing, people just need to look at it at. Look, Jay Cargill was the hottest free agent, and she has not been on WWE TV and had a match yet, right? Like, it's 6 months ago. 6 months.
And she was basically on TV almost every week with AEW.
Until like the last 3 months. We're just like, what happened to you? But like she was on TV every single week. So it's like, okay, you could sign for whatever money you could have. What is going to happen in 3 months? And I think with Mercedes, if we're bringing it back to that, we really have to watch like what's going to happen and how they utilize her. I mean, not saying I have faith or I don't have faith. I just love Mercedes Mone. So I have faith in her, and I have faith that she won't allow anyone to fumble her. She's now learned to take it into her own hands. Either you like that or not, it's as any artist should do. Take the power into your own hands.
Yeah, I agree. Also, I mean, Dylan says Okada's first match was a taped collision and not in the main event. I mean, that I get what you're trying to say, like, but I also am fine with him being where he is right now. I think we're just listen, he's got the match against Eddie. I assume shenanigans are going to happen and he'll be our new Triple Crown champion. We're just building a story with the new version of the Elite right now as a group. So I'm fine with it with Okada. I mean, that's just me. I'm not really Well, yeah. Oh, yeah. Jade was at the Rumble. That's true.
Well, yeah. I said TV. I said TV.
But Dylan, I get what you're saying. He like right now. I mean, he kind of like the debut was like, oh, Okada's here, and then heel Okada's here, and I was like, this is great. I love this. I think this is a good avenue because he's been Mr. John Cena and New Japan for quite a while. So it's nice to see him go back to kind of his Rainmaker roots and be a bit of an asshole. I loved when he told Marvez to sing happy birthday to Matt Jackson. Hey, it's his birthday. Wish him happy birthday. And he goes, no, sing it. It's great. I love it. So, I mean, yeah, that article though, I'm kind of just like
she just not like had a TV match. That's what I'm talking about, guys.
Just like what it's like, whatever with the article.
Yeah, sucks. It sucks.
Where was I? We were talking about Mercedes Mone debuting. And we kind of got back into that. I think her debut was great. I thought her helping out Willow at the end was also great. I think we're just going to tie up that loose end with Willow. Like, hey, you're the one that took me out. We got to have it out, done, and then we move on. Yeah, that's just where I'm coming from right now.
So do you think are we going to get heel Monet? Are we going to get bad girl Monet over there? Bad girl Momo?
I think it's weird, Mercedes, right? Because
bad girl Momo.
We're kind of, I mean, indirectly setting her up for the TBS championship because she made the save and beat up Sky Blue and Julia Hart. I don't know. I don't know yet.
And Dylan says, go ahead.
I was gonna say maybe we just have her be face for a little bit, and then she heals. But yeah, heel Monet is best for business for sure.
But who would be? My thing is because it is best for business, but who is going to be the face as going forward? Like who would be the face to Monet? that will be able to be equal and comparable to that. I don't think they have that. Like besides Willow, right? Like if Willow is the cause of, you know, this whole Chris Statlander thing, and that's the breaking up thing. I don't know about if it being Willow though. I think
Yeah,
Statlander should be the
this is
person
the
that
answer.
Britt got Britt got tied. As a face though, I don't, man, it just didn't work that time. And maybe because it wasn't,
maybe Britt
they didn't
is the
have the
heel
right heel. Yeah. Yeah. Britt has to be the
because
heel.
it's literally it's just like, once again, here comes somebody from the outside
Yeah.
trying to take
Yeah.
over what I built originally.
Yeah, Britt Britt and Mercedes has to be the money match coming down the line, right?
Yeah.
Like that has to be what we're getting to at, you know, Double or Nothing. Ooh, that's Double or Nothing has to be Mercedes versus Britt. It has to.
See, I think the other thing too is like right now, I think, I'm not even gonna say what I was gonna say, but I think we're at least in a better place slotting in Mercedes to a place where she can have a match with Britt Baker, and it doesn't have to be for one of the two titles.
Yes. No, I don't want, no. They do not touch a title. Do not, because that's a crutch.
I think that really helps them. Well, I can't. If we start talking about the women's division in AEW, it's just going to be. We're going to be talking.
Well, I mean, we'll be here. Yeah, we'll be here for quite some time.
I just think if they do it right, having Mercedes in this division stretches out their. It extends their lineup. It stretches out their lineup, so they have more pieces to play with, and it feels like, hey, we can have more than one women's match on Dynamite, and they'll both be longer than 5 minutes. We can do that now.
We should not use
desire.
We should not use titles to, you know, if you really want the title to make, well, if you really want the person to make the title, right?
Yeah.
Keep them away from it as long as possible until they decide they want that title with that person. That doesn't have to be just because they have that title, right? Like, it's not the Cody and Roman story, right? It's all about, quote unquote, everybody. It's finishing a story, the title that my dad got snatched away from, blah blah blah, da, da, da. Like, it's muddled, it's confusing. But at the end of the day, now it's about beating Roman. Like, in which, that's why I initially felt he should have lost last year, because that's Roman doesn't need the title. Now he does, because we're clearly on a path to breaking the record.
We're on the path.
We're on the path. But
we're on the path.
You know, the Drew McIntyre and Rollins, like, now that could be for the title, because it's deeper than the title. It's deeper than that. The title is just ancillary to it. And I feel like, it heightens it. Yeah, and that's what it needs to be. And so Mercedes going after Julia first up and getting the TNT championship, to me, that's not it.
No.
Like, no. And we don't, and like you said, it takes a spot away. That's two women that could have a match with other women, that you could create two other matches, right? You get rid of that, you just have one female. Like, you see what I'm saying? Like, why do that? You don't need it. And Mercedes doesn't need the title right now, and Julia doesn't need to lose right now. So what's the point? You know? So, you know, I think you know, it should just be them, Mercedes building. If it's her versus Willow, that gets to her versus Britt, that gets to her versus whoever, and then we get to like a title, like a Tony Storm or something crossing paths, and them talking it, like something like that. That's where we need to get to.
I mean, I feel like you have two strong champions right now who they have great presentation, and I think we just don't mess with that, because they're already doing their own thing elsewhere. And this is bonus at this point. And then if you get back, where is Jamie Hayter? I hope she's okay.
She's supposed to be, I saw something and talked to some person, but she's supposed to be coming back soon.
Well, I mean, as soon as you get Hayter and Baker back, I mean that's pretty huge in my opinion for that division.
Yeah.
So I mean,
they're pretty stacked. Peraza,
they gotta use
Hayter.
it. They gotta use them right, or
Well,
better.
if you don't use it, you lose it.
You lose it.
Yeah.
If you don't use it, you lose it.
You
Soraya
lose it.
versus Mercedes needs to happen since Mercedes forced. Well, she didn't force her to retire. It was a freak accident.
Yeah. Doesn't need to happen. I mean, honestly, but like, don't give me, build your own stories,
Yeah.
Like, and I think they're starting to do that.
I mean, Willow Mercedes is them adjacent, basically.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I mean that makes sense.
Yep.
Okay. Let's switch
AEW
gears.
Women's Division show all about it.
I mean, we could
listen to our 2-hour podcast that we do daily about the AEW Women's Division.
I went back. I think I forgot. I think I sent you a message about this. I went back and found my rant
in a dragon suit
about the AEW Women's Division, and one of my favorite parts of that was, and then you had the guy who comes out and does his 10 hands, and what has he done? He hasn't done anything, and I guess I was right.
Hey man, he's back at NXT. He's Sean Spears now, and now Joe Gacy is stalking him.
Oh, he's stalking him now?
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
Pretty cool. NXT got some fun stuff going.
I want to talk about the Rock concert. I want to talk about, and I feel like the Rock came out to, this is my first time seeing the Rock's new Black Adam entrance with the thunder and lightning and the red lighted. I tuned in for that, folks.
Y'all go get this work.
I thought, so the song, it was like, haha, this is funny. I also did like that he didn't turn on the crowd. I kind of liked that, where he was just like, this is where it started. This is, he stole Phil's line. He said, this is home. Also, Mercedes, I believe.
I was about to say that's what I was literally about to bring up. It's like, still in lines. Mercedes, I'm home.
And then Rock cuts after the song. He cuts, like, haha, very funny, like, stuff. He talks about how Seth's wife is more popular than him. He talks about how Cody's a weirdo and shows a picture of Stardust. It was fine. And then he cuts this promo, which I think I might have messaged you. I'm not sure, but I think I said, was that the best promo since The Rock was a regular? Or since like Cena?
Is that the best? You said, is that the best Rock promo ever? And then you was like, I don't know, but it was damn good. The best since he's been back.
It was unbelievable. Just him being like, I'm gonna take this belt, Cody Rhodes' mom, and I'm gonna beat him bloody with it, and then I'm gonna hand it to you and sing you a Moana song.
What can I say? But you're welcome.
Yo. So I loved it. I'm pretty sure you also thought it was fantastic, because it was. And then we get Cody's rebuttal last night, in which I believe he calls The Rock Roman's side chick
a bitch.
He calls him a bitch. Side chick. I feel like he said something else.
His dog called him a pussy.
Yes.
He said, he called him something. A crybaby, a whiny bitch. That's what he said. He said a whiny bitch.
I think he called him a bitch twice.
A whiny bitch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
yeah,
that's
he
what
did
it
call him
was.
a little dick.
Yes, yeah. Which,
Dick.
so how do you feel? Because these, I think Thomas said these felt very TV 14.
TV-14.
How are you feeling about? I have a weird. Well, how are you feeling about those promos? Because they did borderline TV 14. It seemed like, and then I have a follow up question. I just want to know your thoughts on the two promos on the Rock beating up Cody and handing the belt to his mom, and then Cody saying, "You don't know. I know your mom. She's a nice lady. You don't know my mom, so I wouldn't get in her face." Uh, what did you think of that? What did you think of them as a pair?
I loved it. I loved all of it. It was, where was The Rock, or where was this at after you got slapped on the biggest weekend in sports, on the main stage in a damn near sold out arena that was free to show up at, and where was this energy at for so long? I think the crying thing, The Rock was right. This whole, now we're in a point where the Thanos syndrome, right? It's like, okay, like, guys, we get it. He's a bad guy, but he was making some points. He just went a little too far. But he's making a lot of points, and I think
Yeah,
The Rock is making a lot of points. And Cody is now, I don't know, however it's being done, but it's now really portraying him, because I felt if he didn't come out and did what he did last week, they would have lost Cody like this. The crowd would have lost it, right? Because
yeah,
he did cry, and he was just trying to be the quote unquote bigger person, and he did renege on taking his, and giving up his spot. Like The Rock was, here's your spot, and then he did try to snatch it back, right? So he did talk about his family. So, all those points would have been like, guys, like, The Rock has a point by coming at this. And that's what I was waiting for. And then you had Seth Rollins. I was just like, well, yeah, it's my fight too. And it's like, guys, like,
me. I am also here.
Yeah. And he's like, The Rock is chopping y'all down left and right. So I thought Monday night last night, was a great showing for Cody. Now, granted, he talked about little dick syndrome, and I felt like all his fans have that, in a sense of the fans that are crying about,
Cody
crybabies. And I feel like if he doesn't use that in a promo, like, your Cody crybabies have little dicks. Because all the points I made, like, it doesn't make sense. The man said, "Here you go, Rock. You could take my spot. It doesn't need to be at Mania. Bye." And then he's like, "Oh, wait, the fans are mad, so I'm mad too. Hey, Rock, I'm gonna need my spot back." And The Rock was like, "Shut up, bitch." And then,
I know that
here we are.
that to me is the only part of this entire storyline that makes me think this wasn't the plan the whole time.
Because it wasn't.
Right? Like, it's
It
just
was
like,
not.
that makes no sense at all
Yeah.
for you to just be like, "Here you go, bye," and walk away, and then a week later we're like, "Oh, okay." But, in The Rock's promos, it makes perfect sense. Like,
Yeah.
you told me I could have this, and then you were like, "Oh, I don't know." But it's great. My question that I had for you is, so we get The Rock's promo. I don't think they've been in the ring since since the last slap, right?
They have
That's the
not been in
last
a ring since last Friday, or the Friday before last. Yeah.
I am almost of the thinking that The Rock and Cody I know Heyman came out and said, I apologize to you. You need to come out here on the tribal chief will meet you on Friday.
I thought he was bringing out Cena. I
What?
thought for some reason, and this is just me wanting, Cena wants to be a part of Mania. I think this is the perfect opportunity. I watched it. First of all, shout out Chris Van Vliet
Oh my God. What an
in the thing.
interview, dude.
The Cena interview is incredible. I text him. I was like, yo, that's the best interview I seen you have. Because not only did you make the space vulnerable for Cena, but you were being vulnerable yourself. And it was just a beautiful exchange of a conversation. And like it felt like
Dude.
anything and everything was up to talk about. And he was just like, man, like thanks, But all in all, I think after that, you could tell Cena like he talked about turning heel, and I could tell, like, you could just sense it. He's like, if the opportunity is there, I'll do it now. Because now it's to the point where you don't need his merch. You don't need the thing. Like, you don't need all these other things for Cena to stay. And I think the perfect introduction with that, I thought, was like, what if Heyman introduces Cena as like a special guest referee at a tag match? And like we get to him screwing, Cody over on some shit, and then Seth like we just get to this layered thing, right? Where now we have Cena back for like the couple of months after Mania, and he's running heel, right? Until he turns face again at some point.
So you would slot Cena into the Rock spot after he goes to film a movie? Is that what you're saying?
Absolutely.
As a heel. Listen, the only reason I want heel Cena is I need to hear that track.
Yes, me too. That's what I'm like. I literally start talking myself. I start talking myself into this. Like, okay, well, how will we get that track? Well, I mean, he talks about Mania in every single interview. Okay, well, he had to be healed. Like, so he could do the whole join. He could do the whole Daniel Bryan joins Bray Wyatt and then turn on them from the inside sort of thing. Like, I'm literally just going. So when I saw Heyman, I was like, could this be it? Because he said it's going to catch everybody off guard. And then it was just, come alone. The bloodline be there alone. I'm like, he's not going to be there alone.
I am almost, we got a little sidetracked with Cena there, but I need to hear that track. But no, you're fine. My question is, after the slap, it's gotten elevated, I feel like, in promos. I am of the thinking that The Rock and Cody should not be in the same building until Mania.
They need one face to off because they need. It has not been about Cody and Rock, and that's. I mean, wait, you said The Rock and Cody or The Rock and Roman?
The Rock and Cody.
See, well, that's the issue. They should not be until Mania because it has been more about Rock and Cody than it has been about Cody and Roman.
Yeah.
And Roman needs to figure, like, they need to have it to where Roman, which they're going to have it on Friday, right? That's the reason why they're having it, like them having a face-to-face, them getting back to, the match that's supposed to be on Sunday. But man, does it feel like, I feel like Rock and Cody is I feel like that's a main event. Like, and if it is SummerSlam in Detroit, look, I honestly think Logan Paul versus Johnny Gargano should main event SummerSlam in Cleveland. But Cody and Rock is a hot second. It's a hot second. Yeah.
Thomas says, do you think WWE should do rating TV 14 since we got? I honestly sure.
Well, it doesn't matter.
I don't think it I don't think it matters because, I mean, I guess we would need to see what guideline, like saying bitch and
You can say bitch.
dick doesn't really feel like PG or 14, right? To me, it doesn't. I don't know. I mean, I don't really know if it's that. They don't need that, I don't think.
They
They're
don't
lenient when they need to be. Sorry, they're lenient when they need to be on it, and I think that's fine. I don't need everybody coming out and like being like, I'm gonna say this many. Ooh, he said a swear. Like I don't care. Like that's not. That doesn't do anything for me.
Yeah, let's not forget that Raw's going to Netflix in 2025, right?
Yes.
And then SmackDown is going back to cable on USA. Let's also not forget that, you know, it's live television. And words like, one thing about watching a Pat McAfee show every week that you could say live on television, you can say shit, bitch, ass as much as you want to. You just can't say the hard F word. And
Yeah.
so those things is the things that count. And like the rating system, I honestly think it's fugazi, guys. Like, yes, the guidelines, they're guidelines that put you in certain places where you get ratings, blah blah blah, but it doesn't matter at the end of the day. It doesn't.
Yeah.
Like,
I think if
especially
anything,
with live television, right?
yeah.
Like, you got people beating each other up and throwing each other through tables, and you can't say
I mean
bitch. Like,
that's
that
not
doesn't make any
TV.
sense.
Violence isn't TV 14. That's a whole
Yeah.
nother conversation. But
Yeah.
yeah, it feels like it already is. It already should be. It should have never went to PG. I don't know how they pulled that off, but I guess less blood. They're like, well, if you don't show blood and you don't say bad words, then it's fine.
Yeah. Which it
Yeah,
makes
I
a
mean
lot.
that.
Look, it makes a lot of money in an advertisement shit. I get it. Like,
Yes, ads. Yes.
yeah, because I mean that's why, right? Like, it's ads, and then there's a licensing with kids and stuff, and knowing. So I work in an alcohol business, and we deal with that a lot, right? Like, we deal with what can we and what can't we do in certain spaces, and where can we be in certain spaces when it comes to like ad placement and other things like that. So, um, it is, when it comes with kids, yes, they're very, when it comes with kids and like alcohol or violence, they're very, so blood, no, headshot stuff, no, like all that stuff. But you can say bitch, you can say shit, you can say ass, you can say all that. Is you know, it's just that you have to say it usually in the later hours. You can't say it in the first hour or something.
And I think like I know like they they're owned by a different company now. They're owned by the same company that does like boxing and
TKO.
UFC. But I think WWE is gotten so big that they are beyond trying to be like what they used to be. I think
Yeah.
listen, I love nostalgia as much as the next person, but I think we just gotta move on. I don't think we're ever gonna see like Raw as War anymore like we used to.
Yeah, I don't want to see Raws more like we used to, honestly. Like, look at what we got now. Like,
Yeah.
look at the presentations, look at the story, like look at the athleticism, look at from top to bottom. Guys, go back and look at Raw. You got Austin coming out the top of the hour. You got some sort of crossover, your next star at the crossover hour, and then you got Austin at the end, and that's what you got. Like, you usually had Austin top, Rock crossover, Austin ending, and then once Rock got hot, it was Rock come out, Triple H crossover, Austin or Rock at the end.
Yeah.
And
And also I don't want to go back to the old kind of way of doing things, because apparently my friend Meryl sent me a tweet this morning that said there was a 2-minute and 16-second one shot continuous shot on Monday Night Raw. I don't want to go back to how it went.
Oh,
It was
yesterday.
when Sammy was
Yes,
the end
the
of
best
Sam.
shot. Did you not watch it? Did you not watch
No,
it?
I
I wanted
didn't
to talk
I
about
didn't
this.
watch it.
Oh my god. Oh my god. They did a tracking shot. First of all, guys, if you ever watched anything I directed, everything starts with a tracking shot. Everything. I love tracking shots. Love it. So they did a tracking shot after the ring. He walks through the back, walks through through Gorilla, through
I'm
the
watching
next
it right
thing,
now.
and then runs into mid. It is, and then the camera picks up. Oh my god, it is fan.
This is amazing. We're walking right through Gorilla.
Walking right through it. We talked about the new guy holding up camera. Also, side note, I sent you the picture, had a conversation with the coach.
Yes.
We talked about a lot of things. Probably
That's
shouldn't
great.
talk about a lot of things on this show. But one thing we did talk about was production, crossover time, and stuff like that. And so it's just interesting. Like, yeah, man, the presentation they're handling now is fucking insane. It's in like they did the top angle shot. Do you see like the hot like the eye in the sky shot they've been doing where they come back from break and it like and the camera just comes down like automatic comes down and it's just the man.
You know what? Like I watch this and I I don't know I get chills watching this. And the first thing I think about is these WWE employees have been preparing for stuff like this the entire time. They just never utilized stuff like this. Like, hey, we're going to track Sami Zayn. We're going to go live straight to these guys. Are you guys good with that? Yeah, we're good with that. You don't need to prep us. It was great. That was amazing. Oh my God.
It is incredible. Like,
and you know what's so funny? Remember when I was like, "Yeah, that guy's gone," and everyone's like, Someone said, "Remember that?" They're like, "We're cheering for a guy losing his job." Yes. Yes, we are. Look at what we got.
I did get confirmation that Kevin Dunn is a dick.
Good.
So,
oh my God, no way.
Fuck brilliant as hell, shit. But a dick.
Fuck him. I don't give a shit. Fucking. Do you remember? Oh my God. Do you remember when someone took a video of the cameraman doing this with the cameras?
Oh,
going in and out like that.
Yeah. I think about that. It was like, what was the direction? Like, it's like, hey, Pingle. So, okay, you're working camera A. So now, every time they hit, I just need you to thrust in and out with the camera. And you're like, wait, so no, you want me to zoom in and zoom out? He's like, no. What I need you to do, listen to me, Pingle. Take the camera and physically jerk it off. Okay, you jerk that fucking camera off. Okay,
you know what?
You gotta shake weight. You gotta shake weight. You shake weight that bitch until it comes all over your fucking face, Pingle. Okay.
You know what's funny? You're like, this is like a bit you're doing. That absolutely happened. I guarantee with Vince and that beaver fucking face lunatic, that was the exact fucking direction that was given.
You're not
jerking that camera off.
In the ear, Pingle, you're not jerking the camera off hard enough. Pingle, jerk it off. Damn it. He's gonna keep hitting. Tell Braun Strowman to keep hitting as fast as he can. Like, you're gonna have this 7-foot guy swing this fast. It doesn't matter.
Hi, Mike.
All right.
Yeah, you did. God damn. No, yeah, so WWE camera work is in a great spot. It's in a great place right now.
No more jerking cameras off, guys. That is over. We're done with that. Now we're just tracking people, which, we should be. Like, it's making it feels real. Like, it feels like we're in a real world of this show. It's like you track people from the ring going straight to the back. It doesn't feel disconnected. Oh, they walk by people that's about to go wrestle right now. That's cool. That just got done wrestling before then. That's dope. Man. World Heavyweight Championship, man. Oh, wait, what?
The Cody Rock wins?
And Roman.
No.
Yeah. You already lost it. Yeah. It's guys.
Reality check.
It is no
Roman
way.
is not losing.
No way. What are the betting odds for Cody winning right now?
I think somebody
at
sent
Royal
them to
Rumble?
me. Hold on. Someone literally
at
sent them
Mania.
to me.
If they are in favor of Cody winning, meaning I don't know how to really read betting odds honestly, but I just know if they're like, hey, you make more money if you bet on Roman, everyone should bet on Roman.
Here we go. Cody Rhodes is a massive minus 700 favorite to finish his story.
Blow the bank on Roman Reigns.
Also, I've never really bet on anything, so I assume that's insane. I don't know. I don't know any betting things.
Cody Rhodes is obviously winning. Like, come on, guys. You know what? Believe in your delusion, okay?
Guys,
hey, it's professional wrestling. No, Pico. Let him believe it. Let him believe it, Pico. I
just don't want any one of our viewers to be the guy in the stand who's like
like
trying to rip the chair out of the I do that.
Because you know why?
I don't want that for our friends.
I'm gonna be right there.
Guys, it's not happening. Like, I feel it deep in my soul.
Because the adrenaline is there.
Roman is going to beat Hogan's record.
If Roman does not beat Hogan's record, it is the dumbest decision that WWE has made. It's dumb. It's dumb. Like, the man is ushered in the $1 billion industry in WWE.
It just it wouldn't make any sense that we've come this far and for them to just be like
this? Just to do this. And let's stay in story. Let's stay in story.
Right. Okay.
Cody Rhodes, when he gave up his seat to Roman Reigns before he was a snatcher backer, he said it doesn't have to be at WrestleMania. Now, people may be like, oh, he just said that to give it. No. We were going to get to Roman versus Cody down the line for the one last try, one more time. I have to finish the story. I have to finish it somewhere. If I don't, I will never wrestle for the title again. Remember that?
That sounds familiar.
Sounds familiar. And what happened? He lost. And he never wrestled for that title again. But this time, the last chance, Roman Cody 3, if it's a last man standing match, a bull rope match, something nuts. Cody. Matter of fact, bull rope, Madison Square Garden, Cody versus Roman, part 3. That's your money. That's it. Cody winning, bloody, rope on, holding up the title in Madison Square Garden. That's how you get to that. That's how you get to it.
It's going to be Netflix. That's when he's going to win. It's Netflix.
If it's, I would rather have Rock.
So when does Roman need? I feel like everybody's confused.
September. It's September something.
It's September. Yeah.
Yeah, it's September something.
Yeah, look, my friend was like, it was never. I don't think it was the plan to have Roman be champion this long. And I said, it might have not been, but it is now.
But we're here.
Again, I don't think it was the plan for The Undertaker to go 20-0, but it eventually became the plan. 21? Who cares?
And then Brock put the 1 in the 21.
What a great, that should be a national holiday. What a great day that was. That was probably the happiest
21
top 10 happiest moments of my life. No, 20, top 20.
I remember watching it.
Oh, I remember it vividly.
That was crazy. It was one of those, I'm like, all right, about the DDD. What? Like this? Did he just win?
I laughed so loud and just loud that my roommate said, "Please stop," because he was worried about the noise. That's how hard I laughed. Thomas,
Huh? We both. I'm not even skip it. When Steve Richards,
I can't.
You know, the
Like, I
world
can't.
may never know. All right, so I want to ask you something before we get out of here. So, look, we have the women's tag team championships, the Intercontinental Championship, the U.S. title, the women's title, the women's SmackDown title, the women's World title. We have the men's title, with men's World title, the Universal title. We also have the SmackDown Unified Championships, right? That's
Yes.
here. We're
Yes.
at what, 8, I believe.
Are they all
Um,
accounted for? They're all on the line. We've gotten that far.
Where at some point,
Right.
So I think at some point. My question is, you know what? And I even throw this: we have the North American title, we have the NXT titles, we have the
Oh, he's
NXT
going
main
all in.
title and NXT women title. Over or under? We're at let's say 10 titles. 10 titles on the line for WrestleMania weekend. Over or under 5 of those titles actually changing hands?
Okay, let's see. I'm looking at it right now. 1,
Yeah.
2, and you said also NXT.
Yes.
You got to remind me what's
So
is it who's the matches?
so it's looking like it's about to be Adube, I think his name is.
He's the North
The
American
North
champion,
American,
right?
yeah, him versus, it looks like it's gonna be him versus Dijak. Right? So
Okay.
we're going up there. For
And then
the men's title, it's the Don. It's the
No,
Don
that's not happening.
versus Dragunov. I don't know.
That
They gave him a
happens,
whole
we're
new
talking
they
about
gave
it.
him a whole new music. They gave him a lawyer.
That's great. He can get a whole new concussion when he faces Iliad.
So Chess says over. So he's that the tag team championships as Braun Breaker and Baron Corbin, and he's versus. So it's gonna be a 4-pack most likely, and it's gonna be versus Alpha Academy, and then the Good Brothers most likely is gonna get in it, and then like 2 more other teams, or 1 more other team. And then the women's title is Roxanne Perez versus Valkyria
So you said
for the women's title.
over under set at 5.
Over under changing titles.
I think
Over
it's
under.
a push.
Femi.
I think it's 5 exactly.
You think it's 5 exact? So all titles, you think it's 5?
Yeah.
So all right, so 5.
I could see it being 5.
Do you have an idea of what titles are actually going to change?
Yes.
Let's get an idea.
I think, even though I don't like it, I think both women's titles change. Sorry, both main women. I don't want to call them main roster. We're on SmackDown titles.
Yeah. So you think Becky beats Rhea?
Yes.
And then you think Bayley beats Io?
Yes.
All right. Okay. So 2. That's 2.
I think Drew wins.
Drew.
I think
that's 3.
I think I guess how is the Judgment Day doing as a group? Like, are we seeing cracks, or are we still like good and cohesive?
They're playing with Andrade right now, so it's very
I saw
interesting.
that.
It's very interesting. I think there isn't any cracks being shown, but Andrade's floating around there because could be an interesting thing.
So I think I think so. Drew, Bailey, Becky.
Mhm.
I think the NXT tag titles change hands for
Mm.
sure
Mm.
because we got to bring up Braun, and we just get. It's fine that they're a team right now, but if one of them got called up, I think we're done there.
So we're already at 4.
I could see.
Remember, we have a triple threat for the US title.
No, Logan's winning that.
And then
I don't think Logan's losing that.
we got an Intercontinental title versus Sammy. Most likely going to be a triple threat with Gable.
Ooh, it's gonna be. It is. You think it's gonna be a triple threat?
I think they're going to add Gable to it for sure.
So, I think that if it's straight up, I think that teeters on my 5th. But if it's a triple threat, Gunther's winning that.
Oh, so you think straight up Sammy may win, but if you
Yes.
think it's a triple threat, Gunther wins it all.
Yes.
Interesting. You think they're gonna run it back like they should have gave it to Sheamus last year? You don't think they're gonna give it to Chad Gable?
No.
Ooh, tough. All right, so those are the titles that you think will change. So you think Dragunov is going to keep his title?
Dragunov wins. He's not losing.
What about Valkyria and
Roxy
and Roxy and Heel Roxy?
Evil
I like
Roxy,
Heel
right?
Roxy. I like Evil Roxy. Evil Roxy is dope with the ponytail and give me AJ Lee vibes.
That's why I'm like, I think it's a push. I think it's either like I'm a little maybe on maybe the NXT Women's Championship and the Intercontinental Championship. So I guess I'll just lock in under.
Okay.
Just for now.
Under. So we're at 4. Under. All right. Okay.
Well, how about you? Where are you at?
I was thinking about this, and I think I'm at over.
So you're at over even with me going, I think Becky is going to be one of the title changes?
Oh, yeah, actually. Well, maybe. So let's go through it, right? So I think the tag titles of men's are switching.
That's one that I'm also like, that could go.
Yeah, so I think that's going. I don't think the triple threat. I don't think Logan's losing the title. I think him beating both of them means more. I think I want to say the Intercontinental title, but I'm gonna talk for sure. So I think Seth tag titles, women's titles, maybe. That's what I'm a little iffy on, but it depends on Asuka's ankle. So let's tuck that. I kind of think Tony is gonna win. I think Tony's gonna win only because there's a lot of story that could be told, and Dragunov is ready as well. So I think you can start bouncing him back and forth. So those 3, I don't think the North American Championship is losing. I think the women's title. I think you do. I think you give it. I think Roxy wins, man. I think she pulls it off and she wins it. I think the NXT tag titles are gone. Yeah. And then I think am I at 5? Am I at a push as well? Yeah, because I'm like because that's it. Yeah, I think I'm at a push, man. I know
the card's not complete.
Yeah, but I'm saying a weekend, so give it.
Yeah.
Ken, I want to know what's your over.
How many? Also, Dylan has a good question. Who are the last 2 mystery teams? And I think, I don't know if I saw correctly, but I feel like he might have mentioned the team shirt that I'm wearing right now as one of the mystery teams.
At Mania?
Yeah, that's what he said. I think a lot of people I had a friend who was like, they have to do legend ECW legend stuff, and I'm like, no, they don't. But I mean, Dudley's would be interesting.
That'd be wild and also just very dangerous.
Listen, if they come back, I feel like they weren't on good terms for a minute. I feel
they
like
weren't. No, they weren't.
and I feel like we've seen them for a little bit. I know Bubba was just in the ring, I think, this weekend doing stuff. So, I mean, hey, if WWE puts out a new Dudley Boys shirt, you know I'm there. So, yeah, I think that would be interesting. They'll bring back the Hardys.
Nah.
I think I'm good.
Yeah. No.
So he's got 6. There you go.
So tag team R-Truth. Added in Drew, but cash in. That's a double. Yeah, that's a double title change right there. Dragon. Yeah, I think Dragon. Dijak. I think we see Femi. I think Femi is gonna have a nice run, or they're gonna have like a nice 3-match run as well.
Yeah. Devon wants one more, and Dolph might be taking Bubba's spot on Busted Open. Oh boy. I don't know if we have time to talk about Dolph on Busted Open. Did you see his
when he went at
Cody?
What's his name? Yeah. He was like, talking Nepo babies or whatever.
I mean, it was a good point. I mean, very nice, very good point.
But they're,
everyone's making sense. Well, most people
everyone's making sense. Everyone's making sense.
All right. Well, goodbye, everyone. No. Neeson, where can they find you on the internets?
They can find me at Stay Fly Life in everything across the nets. See some pictures of me and Jonathan Coachman.
Yeah,
talking some wrestling. We're deep. We talked for like 30 minutes.
Really? That's great.
Yeah.
That's very cool.
Great. You can probably find me on if you have NBC Golf. If you're one of those people that watch NBC Golf, you could probably watch me. I was definitely on TV somewhere throughout that whole thing.
That's cool.
And then it aired on ESPN in July. So
right on.
Long drive thing. But where can they find you, Penguin?
You can find me JP Thrice everywhere. I'm slowly starting to try Twitch streaming again. I've done it 3 times since MLB The Show came out. It's a Christmas miracle in March. Yeah, slowly getting into it. Slowly getting back.
Next week is the last week before the Tuesday before Mania. So what happened?
Well, the gift machine is actually this man right here, Dylan. Dylan puts all my gifts together. I am an absolute fiend at posting myself in Discords that Garcia and I are in. So
that's dope.
Yeah. Dylan is the man.
Yeah. Guys, yeah. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was just gonna say that just reminded me about playing. If you have PS, add me because I'm trying to play some video games. It's actually one.
I know a couple of people who have 2K, who have WWE.
Ooh, let's get some runs in, guys. We got WWE 2K on PS. Find me.
We didn't even talk about Slamovich. Oh well, you know what? Maybe when we get a little closer, we'll talk about all the indie stuff that's happening over the WrestleMania weekend. But yeah, Shayna Baszler appearing at a GCW show.
Bloodsport
is wild. Yeah, Bloodsport. That's going to be a lot of fun. I'm glad they let her do that. That's super cool, and we need more stuff like that.
Hey man, Levesque is making all the right decisions over there.
Absolutely. All you got to do is ask. Hey, just ask him. Be like, hey, I want to do this. I really want to do this. Okay, is there any way we can make it work? Sure.
And also, they've been in bed, like TNA and and GCW have been in bed and pocket with each other for quite some time. I told the story here before, going to WrestleMania Tampa and going to the GCW shows there. The whole WWE locker room was back there.
Yeah.
So it's and Josh Barnett is who trained Shayna. So, that's a win-win. That's actually where I first did a match for good old Casanova.
Yes.
And AJ Gray as well. And now,
yes,
see him at Barroom Blitz. But if you're in WrestleMania weekend, come out to Barroom Blitz and Circle 6. It's going to be a fun time. We're going to wrestle outside.
It's going to be make sure you keep your eyes on Circle 6 and Ballroom Blitz that weekend, because
I have some information.
Holy is all I'm going to say.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Make sure hopefully everyone has a good rest of the week. We will see you next week. We absolutely will. And make sure you check out that #show.com for everything trending in geek pop culture. And we will see you guys next week.
Or in Philly.